Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror PSA presented by Scary Nerd, and as always, we are your hosts. I'm Paul.
I'm Saul.
And I'm Angie.
The following is a public service announcement.
A shy student trying to reach his family in Ohio, a gun-toting tough guy trying to find the last Twinkie, and a pair of sisters trying to get to an amusement park join forces to travel across a zombie-filled America. It's time to nut up or shut up, fatties, because we watched Zombieland.
Yes, we did. Welcome to our quarantine edition.
Sorry, quarantine edition, where we've got Saul in a quarantine chamber that he's calling from.
Yes.
So,
Yes, I'm in quarantine chamber.
How's the quarantine chamber treating you, Saul?
I am comfortable right now. I am laying in the floor of my closet staring at the ceiling.
And we are piled on top of our bed with all of our equipment. So if this doesn't sound the greatest, we apologize, listeners.
There may be some children in the background, barking dogs.
You know where we're at. We're all at home. You're all at home. You get it. So let's get into Zombieland 2009. Can we say this movie just has one of the best openings ever?
I love,
Take the Metallica song out of it.
Oh, there he is. I knew it. I knew it. You were going to mention Metallica.
Hey, it fits with this
I
scene,
had to
though.
take them out of it. But still, though, it's Metallica. You take that out of the equation, and you got, yes, one of the best opening scenes ever.
No, the song fit with everything. The song, to me, definitely fit with the just like the raw energy that they wanted for that scene with the zombies and just everything, all the deaths that were happening.
Yeah, and you gotta love that scene though. It takes you basically through the whole like apocalypse station, the first round of apocalypse. It takes you through the fat people dying off first, and then like you have to learn how to shoot guns, and you got to like it takes you through so quickly, and you have that whole intro under just the opening credits, and it's so cool how they do it with the breaking glass and the letters that they're like falling through with it, and it's just like everything's breaking down.
The planet thing where it kind of zoomed out and showed the whole planet, that was very like MTV to me.
Yeah.
And I was assuming that that whole opening montage scene was where you're just kind of seeing all these people like in the very early stages of the zombie apocalypse, because the guy that's under the car like welding or whatever and gets tackled by the zombie and like random other people, I'm like, why would you be doing this during the zombie apocalypse? So I'm like, this has to be like the very first people that are getting killed.
Yeah, that's one thing you see. You see the firefighter putting out a fire and a zombie running towards him. So obviously everything's happening right there, and it's setting everything up to where shit's going down. People have no idea it's going down, and they're still going about their normal day. That's the one thing that I really liked about that whole montage thing is you also see what the guys running out of the strip club, which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
Stripper zombies are always great.
The stripper zombies are always great.
Yeah, I thought that part was hilarious. But the thing that, like Angie talked about, the thing that I loved is how he set up his rules. And right off the bat, fat people are screwed because they have absolutely no cardio.
Right.
So that would be the one thing that we got to start practicing is like, I hate running, but I got to make sure I can outrun zombies.
Yeah, because these were definitely the sprinting variety of zombies.
Yes, Amber Heard, because we get Amber Heard in this movie. We'll go back to her later.
We'll get to that scene.
But she goes, and when she's telling him about her story, she's like, sprinting. He was sprinting at me.
Well, okay, when was the last time you saw a hobo sprint? I mean, that's fair.
True.
Especially, like I said, the beginning stage of the zombie apocalypse, all of a sudden, like, why is this hobo sprinting? So it's like, and she had the right thing where she was like, I thought he was running or something like that. Why didn't you fucking run though?
Right? Like, you should have been running. Just go.
I love
everything that we see with the zombie apocalypse is nobody knows what's going on to begin with. Like, I mean, remember in Train to Busan where they saw that homeless dude and you kind of thought something was iffy with him, so nobody feared him, and then you see other people doing this, you're like, okay, now you slowly start picking stuff up on that.
Well, yeah, when the homeless guy in Train to Busan started sprinting, then everyone's like, oh, fuck, if that guy's running, it's the whole like the bears and the fucking deers in the wilderness, and when we watch Dreamcatcher, we're like, if they're all together running, you need to run.
Too. Yes.
Well, that should be your first thing. If you see homeless people running, then you should know something's up, because like they don't run, but if they're running for something, then shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
I really liked the There are two more things in the beginning that I really like. The princess, the little girl princess zombies.
Oh yeah,
I
and the
thought was
soccer mom.
Yes.
The little kids. The
Yeah.
little kids zombies. I forgot
Jumping,
about that,
jumping on the van and all that. That leads into the soccer death mom, right? Through the windshield at the
Yeah,
end.
she becomes one of the rules of buckling the seatbelts.
Yeah. The guy that dies taking a shit, his zombie looked like a bearded Randy Quaid to me. It was kind of funny to me. And I'm like, is there a worse way to go? And I'm like, you wouldn't want to die taking a shit no matter what, right? But then on top of that, you throw in the fucking zombie apocalypse. Like, damn it, I had to take a shit. And that's where I was when the fucking zombie outbreak happened.
Right, and the zombie apocalypse comes down, you're shitting. That's got to be the worst. That's the epitome of having the worst timing, right? Like
that would be, because everybody tries to plan for it, but who plans for, hey, I'm going to go take a dump, and all of a sudden everything breaks loose. You're like, damn it, I died taking a shit, and now the zombie's going to eat me.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the horror PSA for this week. Be prepared for zombies every time you go take a shit.
Right? Always suspect that zombies will come
Just
under
get
that
ready.
stall door.
If anyone comes near the stall door, you gotta expect that they're zombies.
You got to do your pop and squat really quick so you don't get eaten.
Mm-hmm. And I love Jesse Eisenberg is the perfect pick for this nerdy man. Like when you first see him and he does that run where he is running from the gas station zombies, I'm like, even his body, even his run is nerdy. And like he's just got it down so
I feel that's just the way that he actually runs. I don't even think that's just
Jesse
him
Eisenberg's
acting.
really run.
Like that's like people who went to high school with him that had fucking PE. They're like, oh, it's just him. Like
it's just him running.
He's not acting. Like we used to make fun of him all the fucking time in PE. Like, yeah, the bathroom. Go ahead, Saul.
Well, the good thing about it with Jesse Eisenberg is the fact that I think he was perfect casting, because really who else could play that character like him other than Michael Cera? Because he's that cynic type person who you would think, oh, someone like this person obviously would come up with some sort of list and follow that down to the T. Like, I mean, when he gets introduced to Tallahassee, he's still going through his whole checklist.
Oh, and man, Woody Harrelson is a vegan hippie, but he plays Tallahassee to the T. This is the perfect role for Woody Harrelson.
He grew up in Texas, though, so
yeah.
He's probably known plenty of dudes like Tallahassee. That he's like,
for sure.
He's like, this is my cousin Earl. This is, he's got family. I mean, he's got people like, he knew exactly what that character was going to be like before he even set foot on the fucking the production. But getting back to the gas station, I wrote down like remote start would save the day in this one. So again, you got to have remote start when the zombie apocalypse. Because how did that zombie get in his car?
Well, I don't know.
Because I'm like, like he dropped the keys, but then kept running in circles and then grabbed the keys and got in. I'm like, okay, so the zombie unlocked the fucking car.
No, because he sees it is unlocked, and he's like, "Oh, I'm dumb. I should have just got in the car earlier." He sees that the door is unlocked after he picks up the keys, and that's what he did. So the doors were unlocked the whole time.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't think they were unlocked.
They were.
The thing that I loved about that scene, though, is how he dropped his keys, but he's like, "Oh, no big deal. I'll just keep running around in circles. Eventually, I'll get back to him." So he's like, wasn't stressing, even though they're chasing him. And I just love how you see the overhead shot of him just running around in a circle, not really thinking a big deal of it.
Yeah, because that's how you would have to be. You would have to be like, okay, they don't care about my keys. They care about eating me. So if I just keep running and I keep far enough away from them, I'm fine.
And I think in a comedy movie, the way it's used is almost like it was like a little kid playing tag with other little kids that is trying to like, all right, if I run back to the base, I just keep running in circles.
See, this is just the zombie edition of social distancing. You have to social distance from the zombies. And if you just stay far enough away from them, you don't become a zombie.
I thought
they can't get you.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny in this movie. I wrote down introverts, because he goes into this whole spiel about how like, I don't have any friends. I'm at home all the time. Like I've kind of shut everybody out. I wrote down introverts inherit the earth, but they're going to be with guys like Tallahassee.
Yeah.
So it's like those are the two.
Those are the two key survivors.
The two key demographics, I think. In business is good.
Yeah, and then when we meet him and when he goes back through the whole World of Warcraft beginnings of himself, is when we meet Amber Heard, because I think her name is 408.
Yes, he was 406. She was
Yes.
408.
And so it's so funny. Like, he's so awkward with this chick in there. And he's just reassuring her. He's like, no, that's perfectly normal thing to be scared of. I'm scared of not normal things.
Yeah. The thing that I found funny when they showed his apartment is how pizza boxes, Mountain Dew, and video games. It's like what any introvert nerd would do is just all of that.
Yep. And then he's guzzling down Code Red so he can stay awake all night to keep playing his video games.
See, a few years ago, I would have been fine with the Code Red, but I did the mistake of over drinking it, and now I cannot stand the taste of it or the smell of it. Because I remember when it first hit, I would not stop drinking the damn thing, and I just burned myself out on it. So I'm like, oh, why did it have to be Code Red?
When 406 came in, I was immediately like, is that the chick that beat the shit out of Johnny Depp? And then later...
Allegedly.
We don't
want to get sued.
And then later... Well, she's pretty so happy. So. And then...
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Scary
Nerd does not endorse the opinions of the podcast host.
But we do get Amber Heard zombie. She becomes a zombie.
Yes.
All right, in that scene, how come zombies still... Okay, I feel like there's a different set of rules for every zombie movie, right?
Oh, there for sure
So,
is.
like-
People make up their own canon each time.
It's like, they can open doors in this one because she opens the bathroom door and everything. So it's like, okay, she still remembers how to do that. It's like you have to learn the rules of every movie as it goes, and it's kind of annoying, I think.
Well, I think the big thing about it, though, too, was earlier when the zombie got into the back of the car. Because you would think, okay, the rule has to apply, that the zombie would have to think, okay, I have to open the door to get into the back.
Yeah, and he had to almost like consciously be like, I'm going to hide back here and wait for him to come out.
Yeah.
Yes, he's methodical. The zombie is methodical. I liked their virus, though, the mad cow strain that was a tainted gas station hamburger. And it was the same gas station that guy worked at.
Well, when she pulls the con.
When when Little Rock and... Oh, I can't even remember her name. Wichita. When Little Rock and Wichita play the con.
If they're sisters, why are they from different places?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
That was one of the things that didn't make any sense to me.
Maybe they moved a lot. Maybe their mom moved around.
Well, I was like, we can't confuse the audience.
But yeah, let's get back to the whole Amber Heard scene where she's trying to eat Jesse Eisenberg.
Oh yeah, and
at that point he was still 406.
Yeah, he was still 406. I do love how he's like, I'm so sorry. Like he's apologizing to the zombie who's trying to eat him. He's like, I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. But then he smacks her hard in the head to double tap her.
Well, it was funny when he had the Lysol and he sprayed that in her mouth and thinking, okay, what's that going to do?
Well, we don't actually know that the zombies are dead. Because they don't explain it in this one anyway.
All right. If I wake up and the chick that I was like sitting on the couch with, A, looks the way she does when she's a zombie, and B, has that whole like phlegm puke thing come out of her fucking mouth. Like, I'm
they are super phlegmy.
Like,
the zombie's super phlegmy.
I think if I'm justified in if I murdered someone and like it was just not a zombie, I'd be like, look how they look, man. Like,
they came at me with all that phlegm and I just smacked him in the toilet.
I'm a fucking hero, you mean? Because right now I would just be like, pandemic. I averted a pandemic. She left the soylent stuff out of her mouth.
That's people.
Oh, okay. Soylent stuff.
Soylent stuff is people.
Liquefied and made into a tasty, delicious treat. Now that I'm a big girl, I like stuff.
Is that a stuff reference?
It is a stuff reference. You never get
Speaking of references, Tallahassee's dueling banjos and You Got a Pretty Mouth, Deliverance references. Pretty awesome.
I loved how he played the banjo just a little off key. Like you can tell what it was, but it wasn't 100%.
Yeah.
I love that little thing they did that.
I love the whole grocery store scene. Like that's the first time you really get to see him just beat some zombie ass and enjoy it.
The only thing that didn't make sense with me on that one is that he threw the weapons that he used to kill the zombies away. Like he used the baseball bat, he used the clippers, and then he used something else. But it's like, Why did you stop using those? You're probably still going to need those.
No, he finds as he goes along. He just picks up whatever he can.
It's overconfidence.
Yes, he has a lot of overconfidence.
I love that one of the first things he says when he meets Columbus, that he's like, you're a little bitch, aren't you?
Yeah, kind of a bitch.
You're kind of a bitch, ain't you? Or was it was a little line? I was like, I can already tell me and you ain't gonna get along.
I love how
Like,
when they first meet each other, and like they both pull their guns, and at some point, like Columbus just puts his thumb out, like, obviously I'm not gonna shoot, so I guess I'm just hitchhiking now.
Like, hey,
the thing that I loved about that is how Columbus's gun was shaking the entire time, and he tried to take cover behind a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like, what is the motorcycle going to do? Like, he's got you dead shot with a shotgun, and
Yeah.
you're nervous as hell, and he's holding his ground.
yeah, I'm just gonna shoot the motorcycle and you'll die too.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the thing that I found funny is once he did decide to go, okay, he's like, come along. He goes over there and he kicks the motorcycle over because like it just bothered him.
Yeah.
And that's how. That's what made Tallahassee great. Is he would just do these little things where I was like, okay, someone like that is going to do something like that.
Oh yeah.
It's like the minivan scene where he was like, "That's a nice minivan," and just
Yeah.
beats the shit out of it.
He had some of the best lines too when he's talking to Columbus when they're talking about having sex. He's like, when was the last time you passed the gravy? I was like, oh, no, that's not, ew.
It's the man gravy.
Yes, I'm aware of what the gravy is, Paul.
Or-
That's what makes it gross.
Or is it baby gravy?
It's baby gravy.
Here's the thing that was funny when he started describing the sex things. It reminded me of the Bloodhound Gang song where they do a whole song of nothing but innuendos of people actually having sex.
Oh, yeah. What was that song? Yeah, it's gone from my memory warehouse. Speaking of Dreamcatcher, it's been deleted. I don't know.
Uniform Charlie Kilo, where it's spelled out the F, where it's spelled out front. That was the song. That's all he did the entire time. Is the whole song is nothing but innuendos about sex.
Did you buy
and
that?
That's what it reminded.
Sal, did you have
No,
that
I
album?
downloaded the song. I downloaded the song because I remember the video of Bam Margera driving around a banana car.
You remember the weirdest thing, Saul. I'm just putting it out.
Well, he was all hopped up on Code Red. He had to fucking fill his time with something.
I'm
Right?
just sitting there watching videos.
I remember a bunch of random. I remember everything. I have like an immaculate memory. Well, one thing I thought was weird about the grocery store scene is that obviously Tallahassee wanted to go there because he was looking for his Twinkies, and I found it weird that an entire ass grocery store did not have one single Twinkie in there.
They had toilet paper, though. Did you see that shit?
Well, see, that's what happens when everything happens overnight, basically, right?
Stuff is still there.
People don't get to, that's the only way it would work. Because obviously in the shit that we're dealing with now, it wouldn't work that way.
There weren't any Twinkies, so people were smart enough to take those.
Is that smart to take the Twinkies?
Yes,
well, they were smart enough to do it.
It's a good bartering thing later.
I have Twinkies.
When it's like, I have
what
Twinkies,
do you have?
you have toilet paper. You can't eat anything. I have food. Eh?
His whole little subplot with the Twinkie thing was pretty damn funny. Because when he said, "Oh, snowballs are just like a Twinkie," he's like, "No, they're not."
They're not, though. It's not even
Yeah,
close,
they're not.
man.
Well, the thing that I loved is I agree with what he said is the coconut thing.
It's the consistency, not the taste.
Yes, I'm exactly like that. That's the same thing with me with coconut. I like the taste of it if you put it in something, but I just don't like actual coconut and the consistency of it.
I think you could throw all of coconut away. It's disgusting. Taste and consistency.
The only time that I like coconut is on German chocolate cake. That is literally
Not
the only
even
time.
then.
That's the only time I'll eat
Not
it.
even then for me.
I don't enjoy it either, anywhere.
I thought, okay, I hate snowballs, though, too. So,
Snowballs are awful.
okay, I hate snowballs for two reasons. A, they're gross. I don't care for them.
Mm-hmm.
You put coconut, that's a waste of the good chocolate inside and all that, right?
Right? If they just didn't have the coconut on there.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just give me the snowball without the coconut. That's all I want.
And the second reason, okay, I used to deliver for Hostess, and little fucking kids would always poke the snowballs like they were boobs or something. So there'd always be no, it wouldn't pop them, but every time I would go to a store, like in like the return shit, right? That was like we have to take it back because it's smashed or whatever. There'd always be fucking snowballs with like a hole, like a finger hole in the middle. Like it wouldn't break the package, but the snowball would be stuck like it would be a little hole in the fucking.
They just fingered your
and then
holes?
they fingered the snowball, and then it looked like a fucking belly button or something. So nobody wanted to buy the belly button looking.
Nobody
fucking
wanted
snowball.
to buy the fingered snowball.
No, it's a belly button snowball at that point.
The
and that's when-
fingered snowball.
Okay, well, some little fucking kid. So if you're out there,
Fingered the snowball.
there are people listening to this podcast that did that as a kid. Like, there's gonna be someone like, "Yep, that was me."
Well,
Sorry.
kids, don't finger the snowballs at the convenience stores. That's a horror piece.
You shouldn't
for
finger.
this week.
You shouldn't finger the snowballs at any store. Why not? Why just the convenience store?
Yeah.
I guess.
It's
Don't
fun
finger
fun.
the snowballs, kids.
Don't finger the
'Cause I know
snowballs.
Paul's
and,
probably not the only person to do host of stuff that's going to probably say the same thing, too. It's
if you ask anyone,
always somebody that poked one.
yeah,
And then we get the ruse right when we meet Little Rock and Wichita. Like right off the bat, that's how we meet them, as they're conning the two other main characters.
See, I equate that to that's Tallahassee's fault to me because he was going to shoot her, right? And
Yeah.
and I have no
Yeah.
doubt he was. And I think for their con to work, they had to let it go, that far or whatever. But as
Well, I
soon
don't
as
think they would.
okay, but as soon as she was like, "You never let me do it" or whatever, he should have looked at Columbus and been like, "Give her your gun," and
Yeah.
not trusted them. So that was either Tallahassee's like soft side, or he was just literally outsmarted by these two. So-
No, it was definitely a soft side because you see later that he, had his son and everything. So that was definitely his, okay, just take my gun.
Oh, so do you think he had to kill his own son?
Oh, I don't know. I've never thought about
Yeah.
that.
That just made the movie dark.
I don't know, though. That's like a happy meal to a zombie.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
if he get attacked, like,
I
the
mean,
kid
if
would
your
have been
kid gets
gone.
if kids gets attacked, I doubt you're just getting one bite on the kid.
Yeah,
If they
you
come
never
here,
know.
I don't know.
Could have been he chopped his leg off thing and could have lived.
Hmm?
If a zombie apocalypse ever happens, I think I have to try that to somebody.
Chop their leg
Did
off.
he-
Well, I mean, if they get bit, I'm gonna try the whole cut the limb off thing.
I
and see
guess
if it
don't get
works.
stuck in the apocalypse with Paul.
So hey, horror PSA, or fair warning, if your leg gets bit, I'm chopping it below the knee if it's around your ankle, kind of thing. So
Whatever gets bit, if your arm gets bit, your hand gets bit, you're getting it cut off.
if it happens to me, I'm like, hey, I was the first one. Let's try it. I'm game. What have I got to lose at this point, right?
Yeah. Well, unless you get screwed and get bit on the neck and be like, okay, what do you cut off?
Yeah. Well, at that point,
Yeah, you just that's in the zombie movies. You just light a cigarette or a joint and you just sit there.
Or you take a big like melon baller and just kind of scoop it out for a bit.
You scoop it out, yeah.
Just try and scoop it. Get a big metal like scooper.
Somebody
big
quick,
spoon.
suck out the zombie from my neck.
Hey, buddy, could you help me out here for a sec? I got bit by a zombie. Will you suck out the poison or the virus or whatever?
Okay, so in the ruse, they steal their guns, their car, their ammo, everything. Tallahassee has that 3 on his caddy, I believe it was. What does the 3 stand
That's
for?
Dale.
Is it Dale?
Dale Earnhardt.
Dale Earnhardt.
Yeah.
I'm white, but I'm not that kind of white to know that
Aren't
stuff.
you from Oklahoma?
I am, but I never subscribed to the redneck culture. Sorry. I've missed the whole boat on
missed-
the
you missed
redneck
that class.
culture. Yeah. I love, though, when they get taken again for the second time, when they fall for the second ruse.
Well, okay. That's another thing, too. I'm always going to carry an extra set of keys in my pocket. Just in case someone tries to steal my car when I'm not in it or like in the supermarket scene. So
Yeah.
these are lessons for the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
So start doing your cardio now.
Yes, because cardio is important for the
Because this
zombie
coronavirus hasn't made zombies yet. but if
Hasn't
it keep-
reanimated anybody
if
yet.
it keeps mutating, you don't know.
Just kidding.
It's a slow.
We don't want to amp your anxiety any more than it already is, folks. This is
it's not
just
gonna- it's not
this
happening.
is all a story of fiction.
Yeah. Scary Nerd presents War of the Worlds.
Yes.
Pandemic
The
edition.
pandemic edition.
And they're slowly
I love,
coming out
though,
of
when
a spacecraft.
they're just like in the car and they get Jesse Eisenberg's character finally breaks and he's like, can't we just play I Spy or some shit like for normal Americans? Like, he gets so annoyed. He just wants to be bored in this car ride. Like, that's all he wants. He just wants everybody to shut up and be bored.
No.
My favorite part of the whole the con thing is when they tell him to get out of the car and he doesn't want to, and I believe Little Rock was the younger one.
Yeah.
When she shoots the gun in the air and he yells out, "Don't kill me with my own gun!"
He had the greatest lines in this movie. He really did.
That had to be my favorite one because it's, again, someone like Woody Harrelson was smart enough to do something like that. Just yell out like,
"Oh yeah,
kill me with my own
that's
gun."
total his." I mean,
yeah, and again, when they're in the car later, and he finds out they're going to Pacific Playland, he's like, "And I don't want to play with you at Pacific Playland."
That place blows
my mind.
my
It
mind.
just
It's
blows
just good family fun. No, I think I'd be interested to know if that line "Don't kill me with my own gun" was actually in the script or if it was improvised. And if he just, or if it was in the script, if he kind of put his own flair on it, because he's totally the, like the redneck, like, what was the other one? I was like, it's like,
wholesale ass
I
for
mean,
a lot
so
less.
ass for a lot less than that. And like, don't kill me with my own gun. Like, he flips on a dime on that one. That's what I think makes it so funny in that scene.
I love that. That whole scene right there just cracked me up because, again, you're right. He's putting on that front, and all of a sudden you realize, oh shit, she's gonna shoot me, and he realizes, oh crap, he almost does the cracking of the I'm about to break down and cry voice.
Yeah.
In the Hummer scene, don't let your mind wander, Angie. Talking about the vehicle.
I know. I was, when he found that Hummer, we had just finished binging the Tiger King, and I was like, "Look, he found the Tiger King's Hummer."
Yeah.
I was like, "Look."
Yeah, with the guns and
the guns and everything inside.
Goddamn
like,
Carol Baskin.
it's real. This is the one that the guy stole, that he sold the other guy.
Oh my gosh.
With the hands
And
attached.
again.
I love that.
And again, he had another good line where, God, I love hillbillies.
No, God bless rednecks.
Yeah, God bless
Or thank
rednecks.
God for
rednecks.
rednecks or something like that. Yeah. So I'm surprised that Hummer didn't already have the 3 on it. The way with the
Right?
guns and everything they
It
found.
looked
in it.
like it would have, yeah.
Goddamn Carol Baskin.
Baskin.
All right, we need to get back to the fucking.
Yeah, we do.
It's
Off topic.
finally-
We fell down a Tiger King hole.
You've fallen for Joe Exotic. So in the midst of the whole, getting to know each other and asking, each other questions, and when she asked him about, or when Columbus asked about Ohio and all that, and she's like, "They're playing the quiet game in Ohio." Like, he had a line in there that I'm like, wow, that I'm like, for a comedy horror movie, I'm like, it's actually a really, really like poignant point of view when he was like, "We are all orphans in Zombieland," and I'm like, oh, that kind of hurts. Man.
Yeah.
Like that really like, oh, do something funny again.
That's how I feel later with the big reveal with Woody's son, or with Tallahassee's son.
Yeah,
I was just like, no.
And I've seen this before. So when he says like he has a pause there.
He does.
When he's like,
Yeah.
"It was my puppy,y or whatever. So yeah, he does give a little pause there, but he's such a great actor that you don't even notice the pause the first time you see it. Like I noticed because I actually looked for it when we watched it again.
And then Columbus, even he says it too. It's like how did I not see it sooner? The clues were all there. I chose not to, and then everything got revealed that way.
Yeah,
which made it a little bit more, which made it sad.
Well, Columbus was really, he knew his place, and he was like, I'm gonna take a back seat to him. He's gonna, if shit really hits the fan, I'm gonna be behind him because he's gonna take care of
Columbus
it.
is just out there still trying to live his
Yeah,
life. He's still trying to find chicks. He wants to find friends. Like he's just when he's in the front seat of the car and they're all driving together, like he's smiling. He's so happy. Like he's just found his
like,
little ragtag group that he loves. He's like, I belong
He says it
here.
like, this is nice.
Yeah.
Like, this is nice.
He just wants to put the hair back behind some chick's ear. All right, so he's still holding out for love.
He is. He's
Even
looking for love in the
even
apocalypse.
in Zombieland, even in the midst of Zombieland USA, he's still holding out for love.
I love how they are bonding in the car, and you see all those little like chopped together conversations, and it's just little tidbits, but it's so perfect.
The fucking Willie Nelson, Hannah Montana's fucking like discussion. I always laugh at that.
Yeah.
He's like, no, she's only famous with the wig. When she takes the wig off, she's not famous. I'm like, oh my god. Like,
Yeah, and I love when it really solidifies them as like this group when they do the roadside wampum.
it was the Kimosabe trading post.
Yeah, when they do the wampum at your wampum or whatever, they really found common ground of just fucking shit up. And we're from Arizona. We've seen those places, and it would just be so fun to go into one of those. and
Every-
destroy
I
it.
love that scene. I love that scene because even as a kid, you're thinking it would be awesome to start breaking everything because it's going to make one giant mess.
Yeah.
Yeah, every time I
So
see
when I-
that scene, yeah, I'm always like, I wonder. Okay, when I watched it younger, I was like, that would be so much fun. Like that would be.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like, you just break all that shit and like no consequences. Like, all right, I'm gonna break this. Like,
Yeah.
fine. Now I'm like, I wonder how much all that shit cost so they could break all that because it's not even just fucking stuff. The shelving and like all that shit. Like,
Right?
They
And
destroyed
I'm
the whole
just like-
store basically.
Well, and see, and I'm like, I wonder how many takes they had to do and how many times like poor production assistants had to like run out there and reset the fucking scene.
No, there's no way you're resetting that. There's no way.
Yeah, there's
It-
no way.
it's-
So, like,
it's-
we have one shot.
It's
Don't
gotta,
mess
yeah.
this
It's
up.
gotta be like you're gonna knock that over, and we're gonna have your fun, and then we're gonna move the camera. And we're gonna get this. Like that scene probably took like a whole day to do because I'm sure that was like methodical and like
Yeah.
we can't just blow our wad and go willy nilly with it.
Oh yeah, it had to be so fun though as the actors just to fuck that whole place up.
Oh man, yeah. Like I said, it just calls back to me when I was younger and be like everything that they did. I was like, that's how I imagined it. Except the only thing is like it's not me doing that.
Yeah. And then they continue their journey out west to Pacific Playland, but they
No,
swing
they
by
get to-
Hollywood first.
No, the Charlie Chaplin zombie. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
So after they get the map and they're going to go to Bill Murray's house, and like you don't know who it is at first. Interesting story about this whole Bill Murray scene. So Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray had worked together before in Kingpin, which is another great movie.
Yes.
And so the producers and the director were wanting to get like a celebrity to do this cameo scene for the for the house person or whatever. And they were like, who should we get? Who should we get? We wanted to be someone kind of, random and funny. And they asked Woody if, he could ask Bill Murray, if he thought Bill Murray might consider it. But the thing about Bill Murray is he doesn't have an agent. He has nobody. He has a voicemail. He has an old ass like answering machine. I mean, back then anyway, he had an old ass answering machine that you would call and you would leave a message. And when Bill Murray got to it, he got to it. And so they're like, well, I can call him, leave him a message, and we'll see if he calls back. He called back later that day or the next day or whatever. And so they had told him what the scene was about and all that. And he's like, all right, well, send me a script. They had to send the script over to like an Office Max that was near where Bill Murray lived. And I remember reading that the producers and everything were so like worried about it because like right now the most important person in Hollywood to our movie is some kid working the counter at fucking Office Max right now to make sure that
I
we
remember this story.
that he gets everything. And luckily he liked it, and I'm pretty sure the Garfield line was improvised by him, which I love that line as well.
Yeah, the Garfield line is gold. But my favorite thing about Bill Murray's whole cameo is Woody Harrelson. Tallahassee is every person meeting Bill Murray. He is just
You're
what
fucking
happens.
Bill Murray.
Yes, it's Bill fucking Murray. That's
Bill
what it is.
fucking Murray. I haven't watched your movies since I could masturbate.
Right?
Not that those two are related.
I love it. He's like, I don't mean to gush. I'm like, this is just every fan that's ever met Bill Murray ever.
It's why we do it.
Yeah.
And and I think Bill Murray would be up for in this scenario, in a real life, Zombieland scenario. I totally think he would be up to going to fuck with Columbus the way he does at the end.
Oh yeah, and I fully hope too that Bill Murray does provide West Coast hospitality to all of his guests. I do hope that happens.
The thing that I found funny with the whole Bill Murray thing is how Columbus and Little Rock went off. They fire up the movie. You hear the Ghostbusters theme, and the thing that I like is when he tells Little Rock, "You're about to find out who they're going to call." And again, it's just
You're about to find out who they're
nuances.
You're about to find out who they're going to call. It's Ghostbusters.
Yeah, he's like, it's the little nuances that he has, and it's like you couldn't have picked anybody better than Jesse Eisenberg to do that because again, it's just those little things that he does.
The popcorn flip too.
Oh yeah, then to Bad Boys, so he flips the
Bad
popcorn.
Look how bad I am.
Oh, I love that scene. But yeah, no, I wrote one of my notes here is Columbus is me riding a motorcycle.
That's another scene too, where it's like, yeah, I can imagine that happening. Like Jesse Eisenberg could totally know how to ride a fucking motorcycle, in my mind, I'm like, yep, that's just him.
If I had to be like, if the apocalypse happened and I have to escape from zombies and motorcycles my only way, I'm just gonna be like, I'll probably just run. I guess I don't know. I don't know how to ride a motorcycle.
It's one of those things
It's the
where
cardio.
Yep, that's
I think
why.
it's funny because it's one of the whole motorcycle thing. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you think everybody knows how to ride a motorcycle because they've seen it done, but until you actually do it, it's like, shit, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I loved about that scene. It's like, okay, everybody's going through the whole movie thing. He's like, he's going to know how to ride it. He's going to ride off into the sunset. But no, he does what everybody would do, and that's put it into the bushes.
And that's perfect, though, because Tallahassee is like, God, this guy. Like, he's just looking at him like, God damn it. And he has to be that pathetic to where Tallahassee's just like, come on then. Let's go.
Saul
He's
said,
like, God damn it. He's like, he's nothing without me. Let's go.
Saul said, put it in the bushes.
Yes.
Wait, did you mean by West Coast hospitality, like we're all gonna smoke weed and then reenact Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's exactly what I
forgot
meant.
about that.
'Cause, okay,
was
all right.
so
I didn't know that's what you
hospitality.
meant. Because I'm like, what do you mean? Like just letting them stay in his house?
No,
Like,
I mean the weed and reenact Ghostbusters. That's West Coast hospitality to me now.
oh no, it's on the ceiling.
I'll get him.
And I love
I
that.
love that he was wearing the jumpsuit.
Yeah, I love in that
He's
scene that he let Tallahassee have that, and he was just with the vacuum and stuff.
Oh my gosh, the whole Bill Murray scene was probably my second favorite part of the movie, just because it's random and it lived up to the Bill Murray thing. And if I remember right, with touching on Paul's story about it, is they didn't even know if he was going to show up or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that too. Like they were kind of worried about it because it's like
Because I know
they hadn't heard
Because
from
I
him or
remember-
something. I think in a while.
because I remember they were like, okay, who do we have as backup? Because they're like, if he doesn't show, we got to have somebody.
Oh, yeah, they did have a backup. I remember that, too.
I forgot who it was, but I definitely don't think it would have been as funny.
No.
Because that's the one thing about him is like, if everybody knows the history of Bill Murray, he just shows up. If he wants to show up, he'll show up. To have him there actually made it that much better, and I love that they did have him in there. Because I don't know who else would have been able to pull all that off.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the worst scene in this fucking movie. What do you think was the worst scene, Angie?
I didn't really notice. I love this movie.
Saul, what do you think the worst scene was?
I have a feeling where you're going with, but the thing that I didn't like was what the girls did once they got to Pacific Playland. I thought that was the worst thing you could possibly do, especially in a zombie apocalypse, is go to a place where there's a shit ton of lights and a shit ton of noise and draw all these zombies to you.
Well, yeah, that was really dumb, but I'm talking about the whole scene where she's drunk and it's the whole like the 8th grade dance scene or whatever. Like that, I'm like, this is getting weird and awkward. Like what was she mentioned like a dude's name, like Scott something or like
Whatever, that whoever her first boyfriend was or her first kiss was.
Yeah, they were oddly
specific.
specific. They were like 1997. I was like, fuck, I don't remember 1997.
I'm like, I had to think back on 97. I'm like, what the fuck was I like? I don't know. Like,
I love when they get to the park and they're just, yes, they're stupid because the lights and everything. But right now, seeing all those pictures of Disneyland closed, I'm like, I want to be there. It's empty.
With nobody there.
With nobody there. I could walk and do nothing for hours and then just ride rides at my leisure. It sounds amazing.
Yeah, but would you know how to turn them on, though?
It's
You would imagine.
hey, I've seen them push the buttons enough times to know I could figure it out, man.
And hey, at this point, there's probably YouTube videos out there that we can still find.
Yeah, I'm sure. This had to have been like day 4 in the zombie apocalypse for there to still be power everywhere and them to just be
No, they
like,
said it was 2 months.
what?
Yeah, they
I
said
forgot,
2 months in.
No, there wouldn't be power.
Yeah.
There would be no power. Pacific
don't know
Playland.
that.
I do know that. Especially in California.
I will say, though, that once Columbus and Tallahassee get to the park and they go off on their own separate ways, that haunted house that Columbus gets stuck in, that scene gave me so much anxiety. I'm like, it's going to pop out. It's going to pop out. It's going to pop out. Like, that's just how I watched that whole scene.
And then, boop.
Yep. And I love how he shoots the zombie as something comes and grabs it and just takes it away.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny in that scene because I was thinking like he ran in there and kind of got ahead of that one zombie that was coming after him. I thought it would have been funny if he would have just like popped out and tried to scare the zombie. Because I'm like, I probably would have tried that. Because I'm like, could you scare a zombie? I'm like, this is the only opportunity that I'll ever have, maybe, to try and scare a zombie. Like, would they get scared?
But would you
like,
take that chance? That seems
well,
dumb.
he had the gun and everything still.
I guess.
So it's like if you pop out and go boo or whatever, and then stab him in the eye or something. Like I would try that. No one's ever tried that. I want to know.
Well, we have something to look forward to if anything does happen.
Yep, we got a new thing to try, I guess.
That's our
Paul's
debate.
going to have his list.
Do zombies
Paul's
get
gonna
scared?
Yes, Paul's gonna have a whole list of stuff to try on zombies. Is what it's gonna be.
Can a zombie get high?
Can a zombie get? Who knows?
Can a zombie get drunk? Hey, we need to know these things.
We do need to know these things.
That's it. That's my next movie where it's like a stoner
Exploring.
zombie. It's a stoner zombie where it's like two friends that are stoners and like one's a zombie and the other's a regular dude, but they just still smoke weed. And then it's like the zombie doesn't even want anything. Like,
well, if you get the zombie high, would that make him even more hungry than he normally is?
he's got the munchies, man.
Then you have to give him things. That'd be bad, though. Shouldn't be feeding your zombies.
A bucket of chicken and then like a bucket of fingers.
Don't feed the zombies, folks.
Don't feed the zombies.
Yes.
All right, we got to wrap it up. I can't sit like this much longer.
Well, we have the
Clown kill.
well, we have the whole the montage with Tallahassee pretty much going ape shit on all of the zombies.
Yeah, when
Pretty
he's
much.
when he's on the roller coaster, I love how he's just like walking on and onto it. And I'm like, that's so unsafe.
I was like, no, it's like to me, I was like, that wouldn't even work. Like the fucking bar has to be down and all that.
Yeah.
It's like, it wouldn't even fucking work. But I'm like, it was fun though. I do love like the tilter. I mean, that's probably not the right name of it, but the one where he grabs on is like going around in a circle and just shooting all the zombies. Like he had some really great kills, and I thought it was. They tried to make his scene in the little shack thing where he's killing all of them. Like they tried to make it like too poetic for me. Like it was just almost like it almost took you out of the scene. I much rather have like, I mean, it was just the music, I think, but it was kind of like it took me out of it for a little bit. Like it made it a little less enjoyable, I think.
Well, that's one thing about it, though. They had to unleash him somehow and just show you more of his thing, and that's what they did there. Yeah, I agree with some of the things that I was like, okay, that doesn't look like it would. It looks cool, but it doesn't seem very smart. Like him going into the roller coaster thing, it's like, to me, like I said, it looked cool, but like, how does it make sense that you're going to be going through the ride and all these zombies are going to actually be following these rules of where they're supposed to be? Like, to me, I think you're taking too many chances on doing that.
Yeah.
See, I think that's just him. Like, I'm a badass. I can handle this. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I know.
And he was having fun with it. Like, that's really what it was.
Yeah. When he gets to when he does the final stand in that little shack or whatever, and he's closing the gates, I'm like, put something in those holes so it's
Yeah. No, wait. I think did they have the locks in there? I thought
they
the locks
didn't.
were still there.
No, they were completely open because I was like, at least put a stick in there. So
I know the whole fucking movie.
open.
The whole fucking movie, zombies are opening doors and fucking car doors and breaking through glass, and now they don't remember how to slide shit over.
Yeah, they can't slide that over to get it out.
And not just that, though, but when they were after Little Rock and Wichita, they were climbing up ladders to get to them.
Yeah, and why didn't Columbus take the fucking the SUV? Why did he run over there like a dumbass? Because Tallahassee went into the little shacker where he was drawing the zombies away.
Yeah.
And then he waited for a minute and then turned around and ran over. I'm like, why don't you just drive over there?
I know, just get back in the car until the zombies are gone and then drive over there.
No, like, or you could just mow them down.
But then we wouldn't have that cool haunted house scene, Paul.
That's true. Yeah, but then he still blew the chance to try and scare the zombies. So either way, we don't need that fucking haunted house scene.
Wasted chance.
Wasted opportunities here. He's not good in a crisis. That's just what it is. But his woman's in trouble, and if he ever wants to get laid again, I guess he's got to make it look poetic and heroic.
But then Tallahassee finally finds his Twinkie at the end.
Well, before that, they do the whole thing, which I thought was funny, is they go into the area where it says deep fried Twinkies, and you're like, he's going to get it. He's finally going to get it. And Columbus shoots whatever the sound was and puts a whole bunch of bugshots into
Wait,
his
did
Twinkie.
they both shoot, or was it just Columbus?
It was him
just Columbus.
twice. Yes.
He did both barrels.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he freaked out because he heard a noise, and it was that rat or possum, whatever it was, that ran out.
Yeah, I think there was like 2 or 3 rats. I thought
And
it was,
he's like-
and I thought it was funny because at the end of the movie where it's like the Humane Society monitored. I'm like, what animals? And I'm like, oh wait, they're fucking
The
rats.
rats.
I'm like, really? Like, I'm like, I guess.
And then he finally gets the Twinkie when they see the girls, and it looks like they're going to leave him.
Yeah.
Because they're like, really? Like, we just saved you and they're abandoning us again? And then she throws the Twinkie at him, and it's like he finally got his Twinkie.
And then they're all a little family, and they ride off into the sunset to enjoy the apocalypse together.
And that was Zombieland.
Although, you do get one last voiceover of Columbus saying, a little sunscreen never hurt anybody. And that is true, kids. Wear your sunscreen. It's springtime.
Yes.
It's sunny. Wear your sunscreen.
No, I'm saying, like, in the zombie apocalypse, that was probably one thing that you would totally forget about.
Oh, yeah. Think about, like, The Walking Dead. Like, when Rick and the whole group were walking or whatever on the road. I'm like, God, I hope they have sunscreen.
If that movie was accurate, they would be darker than me in real life. Like,
the show, you mean?
They'd be all sunburned, and they'd be like, my skin hurts, the shirt hurts.
Yes.
Like, this isn't fun.
So, wear your sunscreen, kids. Apocalypse or not.
I can't run from the zombies. I got sunburned yesterday.
Ow, ow, ow.
I told you, you fucking idiot.
Where's the aloe? It's all gone. People are trying to make their own hand sanitizer.
I'm not making a run for your ass because you got sunburn.
Like,
All right. Well, I think that's it for our very first quarantine edition, which is going to be a whole month. For the whole month of April, we will be doing horror comedies. Because
April Fools.
April Fools. This whole month is going to be a joke anyway. We are all on stay-at-home orders until this month is over. So, kids, we will be doing a month full of horror comedies. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. We are also on TikTok, kind of. We're still trying to figure it out. You can support us on Patreon by going to patreon.com/ScaryNerd. You can check out horror entertainment news at ScaryNerd.com. So next week, we'll be watching What We Do in the Shadows. Say his name, Paul?
Taika Waititi.
Yes. From that director.
I think that's how you say it.
That's why I asked you to say it, not me.
Final thoughts. We all fucking love this movie. If you don't fucking love this movie, then go fuck yourself.
That's it, guys. We will see you next week. Bye.
Bye. I couldn't stop. I'm like, I need to know what happens.
Oh my God, it's fucking crazy. It's fucking insane.
Ridiculous.
The goddamn bitch, Carol Bass. Guess what, motherfucker? Dave Methtista is what I'm calling it. Dave Methtista thing, where he was like, goddamn Carol Baskin. He had that low, like, kind of like squeaky, like, southern drawl or whatever it is. Like, goddamn Carol Baskin. And then when he was singing, he was like, I saw Tiger. Tiger saw mine. Like, that is not you. God damn.
The thing that I loved is how petty they were when they kept suing each other.
Oh, I know. I was like, this is just a battle of narcissists.